Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Teesha. Today's video I'm very excited to bring you. It's going to be a candle exchange. I just have 4 Bath & Body Works candles that I got that I'll be putting into current burn review, so I wanted to haul them for you real quick. But as well, I'm going to talk a little bit about going on a no buy, low buy. So basically for all the things that I buy, like makeup, perfume, Bath & Body Works candles, for the month of January, I'm going to do a no buy, which means that I'm going to talk about that because I feel like I kind of cheated, but I didn't. So when I went in store, this was like 2 days before New Year's Eve, I did exchange these candles and it kind of gave me an idea. If you remember, I had gotten my candle day order just like completely messed up. So they just sent me like 12 of the same candle, which then I kind of went through what other things I had gotten for candle day and I made a bag. So I have a bag of like 18 candles. I'm not going to take back at one time. I'm going to take back in like sets of 4 just to try some of the new spring candles. Now, obviously, if they have rules where you can't exchange them for different price points, I'll deal with that at that time. But basically, when they did mess up my candle order, I told them that. I said, can I just get all of one candle and exchange some as I go? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So they had encouraged it, so I don't feel bad about it. And so that's kind of my plan there. But what I want to do is share these candles with you and then just talk about like yesterday. I meant to film this video yesterday and it was just too rambly. Every time I kept starting it, I was like, yep, no, this is crap. It's still a little rambly, just so we're being 100%. But I did a ton of decluttering, cleaning, reorganizing my collection, getting excited, dreaming a little bit. And I wanted to just kind of roll all that into a video for you. I don't know even what I will call this video. Look at my hair today. But basically, just because that's really what I love about the new year. Happy New Year. 2 minutes in and I'm finally saying Happy New Year. We are in 2022. And although I'm not going to take the approach that it's like New Year, New Me, I do want to say that this is always a time for, I don't know, redetermining what I want my year to look like. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did yesterday in terms of just dreaming and planning and share it with you guys, because that's what I like to do with this channel, is share with you guys. If you're new here, new because I've had quite a few new friends here with this semi-annual sale. I ramble a little bit, but I do try to keep it lighthearted, fun, and cute. But yeah, I've been told by a few people I need timestamps. I'll work on that. But it's like I said, so I really appreciate all the new subscribers. I'm happy to have you here. We talk about fragrance, candles, a little bit of makeup I sprinkle in, lots of Bath & Body Works. But what I was noticing this year was that I was backing up a lot of scents. You know, this is the first year that I really dug into the rewards program and I really did well, meaning I earned a lot of rewards. So it was like, oh, well, that's free, so no big deal. But now I have accumulated quite a bit. And so, you know, I don't really return older stuff. So I want to talk about how to use it up, how to donate it. I have a few videos planned here that I kind of plan with some of my subbies here in the comment section, and I'm going to shout them out and encourage them to start a channel because they're very, very creative. But we'll talk about that in another video. So today is just Happy New Year, sharing some candles that I'm going to plan to put in current burn reviews and talking a little bit about that low buy, no buy, and planning to start this year inspiring yourself. Let me readjust this real quick. I felt like it was just filming the top of my head, so I don't know if that whole intro is garbage. But so we're going to talk about the candles and then we're going to jump into the rest of the stuff I have for you all. But yeah, did you guys? So 2021 ended kind of rough for me because honestly, one of my favorite people on the entire planet that I don't know is Betty White, and she passed away on New Year's Eve, which again was another reason I was just like in a funk yesterday. I know I don't know her in real life, but I just love the Golden Girls. It was something I shared with my grandmother, and I thought she'd live forever. Honestly, I just was reading a lot of I'm just pulling on here. I was reading a lot of the things that other celebrities that worked with her and knew her and were actually friends with her had posted, and I was like, what a beautiful life. So yeah, I was in a funk. Silly. And then we just spent New Year's Eve at home doing nothing, and I started planning for some of these videos because I did know that I wanted January to be a reboot. I want to get into some of the things that I didn't put as a priority in 2021, which I'm okay with because I'm very proud of my 2021. I overall, it was a good year, but I did put a few things on the back burner that I think to myself, oh, I could have done more. So those are kind of some of the goals I set for myself. And they're silly things too. But, so yeah, I just, in the comments down below, like I said, I'm going to start trying these candles, but let me know. I found this and this really just spoke to me, like, and brag about yourself. In 2021, what is the thing you're most proud of? I want to start there. I don't want to look at 2022 as like fixing 2021, but what were you most proud of from last year? I would love to chat with you all in the comments about that before we move into what are our goals for 2022. So like I said, just if you are only going to stay for the beginning and you leave a comment, let me know down below what you'd like to see on this channel. If, you know, I mix in a few other things with the Bath & Body Works and candle reviews. And then also, what are you most proud of for yourself that you feel like sharing from 2021? So I'll share that about as we go through this video. So let's jump into these candles. So again, I had got all those candles. I replaced a few. I'm not going to share what I replaced because my memory is not that good. Like, for example, I know I bought like 4 peppermint marshmallow for Candle Day, and I didn't really fall in love with them. So I still have another, and then I returned 2, stuff like that. So these are the ones I found in my store. Now, they did not have barely any semi-annual sale stuff left. Let's start there. That's kind of where this also began. Like, I was like, this sale is over, and it was only still technically week 1 because this was before the weekend. I'm like, dang, there was like 3 items on the 75% off table. No candles. They had literally a table of balsam, and that's it. And I'm like, you can't have an $11.95 sale with balsam. You know, you need to put other things into it. But like, as you guys know, in semi-annual sale, all the things on the walls are not on sale. So I went in with the intent to exchange these 4 candles. But again, I was encouraged to do so when my Candle Day order didn't ship. So they didn't have like any of the Champagne Brunch collection. The neutrals were not out. In fact, there was one for a wallflower, and I asked if I could exchange for that candle. They said no. So this is what I found, but I'm still excited. And again, I'm going to share in a few videos from now my wish list. Like, as I said, as I start to get some of this stuff out of my brain, I won't be so rambly, but doing a whole day of reflecting and dreaming kind of gets my head just full of stuff. So I'm just like putting it all into videos now. But the first candle that I did find that I do really love, and I don't want to buy as many repackages this year, but this is one that I burnt and loved, was Banana Bundt Cake. So if I loved a candle, I don't mind to buy a repackage, but if I already still have it in this collection and I didn't burn it for some reason, I don't need to back it up. This is in that new like color run, I think is what they're calling this. They all have this like silver lid. It's kind of, what do they call that? Like tarnished or something. And this has got white wax. It smells so good. So the notes are sweet banana, toasted walnut, and fresh cinnamon. I'm really hoping this is a strong one. Again, I don't want to buy multiples just to continue returning. So I want to try the first one. And if it's just a love, then I know to put it on a list for a sale. This is at the $26.50 price point, but I don't want this entire collection because I think almost all of them are repackages, but ones that I truly love, I do plan to grab. And then the other one that I grabbed from the same collection was Wildberry Jam Donut. I do have this backed up, but I like to compare them because when I had the spring one, amazing. When I had the winter one, not amazing. So then I grabbed this one to just see like, what are they doing? Why would they mess with a good thing? The packaging on this is a really pretty lilac, same lid and same, like they all have white wax. When I take the lid off, it's so strong. Sweet Wildberry Jam, powdered donut, and brown sugar crumble. It really does smell super strong, so I'm super hopeful that it's not going to be a bad burner. So then they did have this collection out, but only 3 candles. They had this one, the pineapple passion fruit, and the coconut lime verbena. I remember coconut lime verbena from like way back in the day. But when I smelled that one, it smelled really, really, really light. And then I seen like a couple people grab that one early and say the same thing. So I want to see more reviews. I do want to grab that one, but I want to see more reviews, or I'm going to wait for like a good sale. Because remember, these will be around for the next semi-annual sale. And I kind of have to keep that in mind. I don't need it right away if it's not blowing my socks off, right? I can wait for the semi-annual sale and get it at a good price. It's hard to shop semi-annual sale when you buy everything early. So the notes on blueberry pie, which this is a cute jar. This is $24.50, by the way. So I've heard speculation, I know Kent from the Candle Channel said it, that these might be the end of SAS. Like this might go on sale for that, but right now they're full price. This is juicy blueberries, flaky crust, and sugar crystals. It smells so good. It's so authentic. You get like the blueberry, you get a little bit of that crust. I can smell that. And then, like I said, the sugar, so there's a sweetness in here that I really, really enjoy. So I could see myself getting another one of these down the road. But the most exciting candle, and this one comes with a story, because doesn't everything on my channel come with a story? I finally found sprinkled birthday cake. Now this candle already has people on both sides. Can't smell it, really strong. Not good, really love it. This one I was annoyed with because I would have probably picked up several of these and waited on like, probably definitely like Wildberry Jam Donut. They had about 10 on the wall. Every single one of these was banged up beyond like, I mean, this one is the only one that wasn't. And you can still see like they were just banged up, like little imperfections, not a huge deal. But most of the candles look like the bottom, you know what I mean? All the way around. Like this one was the only one that wasn't. And again, these are at $26.50. So I just want, I mean, like you can see subtle things. That's not a huge deal. Like not at all. But the other ones were scraped. There was big old black dents. There were holes in the glass frosted jar. And I was like, no, I know me. That's going to bother me. I'll bring it back. So I took them all off the shelf. And you could tell that the lady was a little older. And she was just watching me. And I was like, I put them all back. Straightened them out. I just wanted to make sure that they weren't any of them that were good, because I was going to take it. But the notes on this are rainbow sprinkles, whipped vanilla frosting, and fluffy cake. And this smells just like funfetti cupcakes to me. I love it so much. I have to be on team amazing burn. I just cannot. But this one's really, really pretty. I can't wait to burn it for you guys. And like I said, I do plan to do a lot more of that for the next couple of months, just reviewing what I have, reviewing what I do get my hands on that's new, to make lists for sales, because there's always going to be another sale. That's going to be my motto. But this one is beautiful. I was just like, I wasn't even kidding you guys. Everyone just scratches, scrapes, dents, nicks. I was like, oh. But yeah, this one is really pretty. And I really, really enjoy it. So those are the 4 candles I exchanged. Now let's talk a little bit about what I did yesterday. So like I said, I have been asking in a few of my videos what you guys like to see, because it's fun as a creator to like take your guys' ideas and then make them my own. I don't want to ever feel like I'm copying someone, but I had already kind of planned the no buy, low buy. And I remember I've been talking about her a little bit. Sneako the Diva said, all right, you guys, I had a date set. And I was like, you know what? I have to do that too, because all of a sudden for me, if I don't set a date, like a month will go by, I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to do a low buy. Well, I'll just get it next year, even though it'll be like February 1st. Oh, it's already a month into the year. I'll just do it next year. No. So what I decided I can do, I'm starting my goals smaller. And if I get further than I expect at the beginning, that might be a whole different mindset change for me. I'm doing a no buy for January. So this is January 2nd. Now, there are still a few orders out there trickling in. I did 2 of those flash sales that I have not seen yet. And I went in store to exchange these candles, and what I had left in my budget for semi-annual sale, I put on a gift card. So that may be a cheat to some of you. When you're on a no buy, you're saying no new stuff coming in. But for me, a no buy just means I want to find a better process to enjoy what I have and to slow down so that when I go back, I'm buying in a different way. So I kind of made some new rules for myself. And like I said, I'll share those along the way on the channel. But I sorted my collection not based on scents of the seasonal scents. So I used to have them separated like summer, spring, fall, winter. Now I have them separated by scent note. That way, when something new comes out, like berry whipped meringue or whipped berry meringue from the new Champagne Brunch collection, I can look at the scent notes, because we know that the Instagram channels that we all follow share them. I can go in my collection and look and see if I already have that. Now, if it's separated by season, I have to look through the whole collection. But now that I have it separated by scent note, I can just look at my vanilla, spun sugar, fruity scents like that. So some things are truly Christmas, like Twisted Peppermint, Vanilla Bean Novel. Like those are, we already know what they are. They're not going to try to sneak that into summer, any of the Halloween stuff. But that's, I've only done it with my body care. It took me all day, but it's so satisfying to know that when new collections come out, I can go to my collection and look by scent note. And also it's going to be easier to share that collection with you guys. So I was really excited about that, but it took me all day and I looked crazy at the end of the day. My makeup, like I said, this was part of what like inspired me to start talking about this. I had just shared this in a favorites of the year, and then I hit that much pan on it. Like it was right after the video, and I was like, I'm so excited about that. I have a huge collection. That doesn't happen to me very often, but I've been more intentional about using this. Another thing, because I used to have, like everyone, that little bag of makeup where I would use everything up inside of it. It was like really awful looking, and then I'd go replace it. But like I've used up this lipstick this year. I wear it almost every day, but that is like so satisfying. So I just want to set myself some goals like that during this no-buy period. I don't have it all figured out, but during January where I'm not buying anything. As new things come out, I have these candles to exchange. I have 25 rewards. If something comes out, I will find a way to get it without spending any money, but I don't need to go, like when I'm ordering, I always want to hit a threshold for free shipping. That's a rule. Make it worth my while. You know what I mean? Have a video, have enough in a haul to share in a video. Those are just mindsets I'm going to just get rid of for this year. So when I am hauling it, then you'll know that I used a whole reward on it. So it takes you, what, $75 to earn a reward from Bath & Body Works. So if I'm going to pick it up, that means that like I'm spending $75 on it. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at it like that just to see if I'll go in my collection now, look for the scent notes and say, I have this already. So I can wait for semi-annual sale. I can get it for 75% off and I'll still enjoy it then, right? And then I can actually share that stuff with you guys now. So I'm just excited about that. So here are my rules for my no buy, low buy. So like I said, January is a no buy. And then what February is going to look like is a low buy. So I have in my budget set aside money that I'm just going to keep as cash. And I think I'm going to start turning them into gift cards. So at the beginning of the month, I'll just turn it into a gift card or two and start saving them up that way and just start shopping that way. That way I just have a specific setup. So I did that with Sass and it kind of was helpful to me. Like on that first day, I just had the gift card I got for Christmas and another gift card. And then that I took the rest of my budget and put it on a gift card that I still have. But that way, you know, when you go in with your debit card, your credit card or cash, it's like the cards are easier to spend on than the cash is. Does that make sense to anyone else? So I'm just hoping that that's kind of what I do with it. So makeup is a no buy. I'm actually going to do a 4-month at least. And what I need to do is declutter my collection down to 50%. If you guys want to see any of that, let me know. If not, let me know that too. Because again, I don't go through the press, the filming and editing and everything of people, like if you all just don't really want to watch that. But it's kind of interesting because like I said, my goals are to not make rouge or platinum, which is rouge is from Sephora, platinum is Ulta. I've been both for a very long time. And then like I said, I just want to cut down my collection. I want to say 50%, but I want it to just feel like I want to use everything that's in each drawer. So my blush drawer, I have like probably 20 different blushes. I want to make sure I want to use every single one. If there's clown blush in there, I'm going to get rid of it. This is a $2 e.l.f. blush that I'm using all the way to the pan. I really like. It's called Watermelon and I just think it's pretty. But it's what I like. So, you know, things like that. So yeah, I'm probably not going to shop makeup, hopefully, until April, which is the Sephora VIB sale. And then again, I'll have gift cards that I've got myself February, March, and April. So that whole, and I'm excited because again, that whole whatever I end up purchasing will be paid off free, basically, not free, but like money, you know, gift cards. So anyways, hygiene products, not Bath & Body Works, I'm going to not buy till June. I have 3 different drawers of just like Dove body wash, Philosophy body wash. I can make it till June. So if new things come out, like new Tree Hut scrubs, I'm going to make a wish list and I'm going to share it with you along the way. And then in June, I'm going to do like a really fun, like hygiene haul of all the things that are probably going to be hyped up over the next 6 months, but I will have place for them because of my Project Use It Ups. So, and then of course, just to incorporate those products into Project Use It Ups and do some reviews for you guys. Like I didn't really review any of that stuff to talk about whether it's worth buying or not because I just hauled it and put it in a drawer. That's me. That was my bad. And then with Bath & Body Works, and this goes for candles too, for January, anything new will be as previously purchased or what is left on my gift card and exchanges. So I'm hoping to actually carry that through February and March as well. So what I purchase will be that gift card, exchanges, or rewards. So I'm going to still do wish lists and things. Again, I'll set myself up for failure if I say I'm going to go on a 6-month no-buy from Bath & Body Works. And that's just it. This isn't really about money as more as learning how to enjoy what I have before bringing in more stuff. So again, it starts with January. That's the one I'm the hardest. I know I can make it on the other hygiene like TJ Maxx and stuff, and I can still go in store and look. But I know I can make it on the makeup, skincare, hair care stuff and use it up. And like at the end of that time in April, I can show you all the things I've used up. I'll feel better about bringing more in. But with Bath & Body Works, that is my weakness. That is my biggest weakness. I like going there all the time. I want to try maybe to do a few walkthroughs. It might just be pictures at first because I don't know what I'm doing. My hat's off to like Cynthia and our friends here that do those, like Sarah Star, the walkthroughs. They look so hard to do. And again, then I just don't like to be in people's way. I usually have my son with me. So like I said, when we went for semi-annual sale, he just filmed my butt. So I can't really have him help me because he doesn't want to see my butt, I promise you. And then, you know, but just try new things, see what else I'm good at, you know, like this channel has really brought me out of my comfort zone, made me feel super creative, but I want to always, you know, keep growing, evolving, and doing different things. So, anyways, that's some of the things you might be seeing on the channel. But, and then, like I said, I'm going to stick to that low buy budget. So whatever I have put on gift cards, February, March, April, May, that's what I'm going to get to bring hauling in. So that's okay. You're going to see a lot smaller hauls because it's going to basically be like what I actually spent a reward on, exchanged candle wise, in that budget. So if they have a wallflower sale and a soap sale and I want both, I'm going to have to be probably much better at picking what I bring in because I can only usually probably get about half of what I used to get this way. So I think it's going to be really good. A few more tips. Like I said, I understand if you clicked out of the video at this point. We'll talk in the comments, whatever point in the video you get to, but here's some of the things I did this week. And I think they're really important just to get prepared. So this is some of the prep. So I took some of the shopping apps off of my main screen. Now you don't have to do this if you have more self-control, but one of the things I do every day is I check those apps. I'm more likely to purchase something when I'm on those apps. So, I just took them off the main screen of my phone. And again, you can download them at any time. I put all of my passwords and things in the back of a notebook that will never leave my house. So I know I'll always be able to get back in, but that's going to help me stay consistent. I made a book that I'll share with you guys. This has got a wish list for every single place that I shop on the regular. So it's got a Bath & Body Works wish list. It's got a fragrance wish list. It's got a makeup wish list. So I'm going to start adding those products instead of going to the apps because I'm not going to get rid of like Instagram and YouTube and stuff. I will say that for makeup, I did like delete some accounts. So if this is something that you're really interested in and it could be makeup, it could be anything, maybe you need to watch less people for a little bit. You can just, I don't want to say unsubscribe because again, that's your personal, that's personally what you do. But you can just say like uninterested for 30 days too, because again, we watch these people and like, I don't want to keep saying like, thanks for supporting me, but like you should get rid of other people. But for me, that's what I did. I watched probably 25 different people that haul makeup. So I just kept my favorite 5. You know, that's just something personal. Like I said, that's not what I'm going to ask you to do when I also appreciate the support, but, it just depends on what you need to do. I also followed, just starting over the new year, a couple of mindset coaches on Instagram. So their positivity will be popping up in my feed. And I just encourage you to do that if it's something you think you need. But yeah, so just think about that. Like I said, that was what was going to help me. I made this wish list book. I actually made it so I can set it out. And then I also unfollowed a few people that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, so they don't need me. It's more important for me to not overdo it. But anyways, this video is already super duper too long. I hope you've taken a break to stop and get a drink or a snack because it was just supposed to be the candle changes, but I'm just really love getting this all out there. So I'm starting this year inspiring myself. And what I mean by that is every year for the last like 5 years, we take this book out on New Year's Eve. I won't open it because it's very personal. And these are just our goals. So it's kind of like a vision board, but it's in a book because we were really on the move as we were moving around. So, you know, we started and we just said, what do we want to accomplish this year? And then, you know, we've sat down and thought about like what our memories were for our first year in Kentucky, what we want to accomplish in 2021. We made a movie bucket list, but we call it like our vision board book. So basically, I know exactly in 2021 when I quit, I was doing so good. January, February, March, and then look, I had to write this in 2021. I quit all my goals. And I quit writing about it. Like every other month I had wrote all this, but I want to do better this year. So I'm going to share a little bit about that process with you all. So I've been watching Samantha March. She's one that I didn't stop following for a very, very long time, years and years and years. I do recommend, she's a very inspiring person. She's a self-published author. She's owns many businesses. She's just put a lot of her life on social media, which is very brave. She's mostly into makeup, but she does a lot of other things. And a couple years ago, she started a podcast and it was like Start Inspired. And that stuck with me so big. And I think all of us have something like that. So I was like, okay, she inspires me. And like, I thought, what are other people that inspire me do differently than me, you know? And the word intentional kept coming to mind. And so a little bit about me and what I do with my job is I am a mentor coach. So I go in and coach new staff so that they have a little bit more support, so that there's a intentionality behind how they learn to be good at their job. And so I really love that. Most of my job is about building relationships. So that's fun too, because it's what chatty people love to do is talk and get to know you. So I'm pulling that information out of you no matter what kind of background or personality you have. So, you know, that's why I knew this YouTube thing really was interested. I was interested in it from a long time, 2017, but first of all, I'm rambling. And second of all, I never thought I looked the part, but I look the part now. So what Samantha March did, she started that podcast. I walked every day, beginning last year, listening to her podcast, talking about how she started inspired, how she made herself feel inspired. And I just realized that was the key, is that we have to inspire ourselves. So that's what I'm going to do this year. It's like whatever I want to do, lose weight, save money, declutter, drink more water. How do I, Teesha, do that? Not how does this famous person or this mindset coach do it? How do I do it? So I have some tools. Like I said, her podcast, I'll link it down below if I can figure out how to do that. I've always told you guys I'm not a tech person, but she basically started these writing prompts, and I'm going to add a picture here. And this is what they were. I want to start. I want to learn. I want to try. I want to continue. I want to quit. I want to have, and I want to stop. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's how you write a goal. That's it. So last year I wrote 7 of those goals, and I actually did a few of them. So I want to start a podcast or a YouTube channel. And I did. I didn't start the podcast only because I don't know what I would talk about. I've written so many books, like notebooks full of ideas, that maybe someday I could turn into a podcast. I don't care. I just don't know how to get it out there and all that stuff. So something to learn. I want to learn budgeting. So I had done about 10 years ago, the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University. I bought my own home for me and my son at that time. Well, yeah, 10 years ago at least, maybe 12. And it took, I got every single piece of debt except for my student loans. And now, as you know, this year I've really cracked that down. I'm down to my last one really, but it's broken to 2, whatever. I'm going to get rid of that this year. And now I need to work on the next few steps. So there's steps in that process. I'll link something down below, but basically like saving $1,000 for emergencies, getting rid of your debt, and then saving 3 to 6 months worth of bills. I'm nowhere near that. And again, that's kind of where this like amount of stuff I have. I have clothes, shoes, purses, makeup, Bath and Body Works. I still want all of that. It's harmless. It's a harmless habit. Like I don't feel bad about this stuff. I don't have a fancy car. I don't want one. All of my bills are paid. My son has everything he needs. We have a really beautiful home. Like I don't feel bad. I just think to myself, oh, you know, if I added this up, would this be my 3 to 6 months worth of bills? And does that seem like I should have that? I've always kind of been scared of money, whereas like I've always paid my bills. I've always been really responsible. That's a long story and I'm not going to get into that, but really responsible, like age 7 responsible. And, but I've always been afraid to have some, like if I have something bad's going to happen. And I really want that mindset to go away. That happened this summer. I had started saving and it was actually, you know, I was 4 digits in now instead of 3. Like I didn't have a couple $100 sitting around. I actually had a couple thousand in my savings. Woo, big deal. I'm almost 40 years old. And then my car broke down and it was like a $200 fix. I went to a $700 fix. Then he called me before he fixed it and said, yeah, the end bill's going to be $1,700. And I cried at work and I don't want to be 40 years old crying at work over a car thing. But like, my thought was that's because I saved that money. And I think a little bit of that goes into why I am a shopper too. I think, all the bills are paid, check, you're an adult, now spend the rest of it before something majorly bad happens. And I want to quit with that. So, and again, this is kind of all over the place, but I want to do better with that. These are my 2021 goals, by the way, and I'm only on number 3. I want to try the 75 hard program. Now, fun fact, I actually did that. You'd have to look it up. It's kind of intense. I could do a whole video on that. In fact, I did. I never posted it. It was one of the first videos that I had practiced making before my friend Cynthia called me out here to start the channel. And I started January 4th and I had made it through to like February 27th. And then I went out for dinner and I had some drinks and you are not to have alcohol. So I tried to go another week of just like, no, I didn't ruin it. And then I listened to his podcast as well. And it was any little thing that you did. Going through a drive-through once, not doing a 45-minute workout, doing a 42-minute workout. You're failing yourself by trying to like, well, I didn't do it, but I did it. So I had to quit. So I didn't actually complete that program. I may try to do it again, but it's basically 75 days of a gallon of water, 2 45-minute workouts, taking a picture of yourself every day, which that is not my favorite thing. But it's mental toughness. And I was actually really proud of how far I got because I think I was on like day like 50 something. So I was way over the halfway point. Who would give up at that point? Someone that's me. It's a little self-destructive. That's true. I want to continue learning to cook keto. I really do enjoy a low carb lifestyle. It's a lifestyle though, not a diet. And when I start to think about it as a diet, I will lose 6 months of time being off track. I love to make all the things I normally make, spaghetti, tacos, everything with just lower carb options. And then you'll see like the bloat in me, like all of this will start to fade away. I don't necessarily lose weight, but I just feel better. My rings fit better, all that stuff. So I got to get back into that. I want to quit looking back on old habits. I'm really bad about that in terms of making my goals way too big, trying to quit everything at once, sugar, pop, alcohol, exercise 3 times a day, and I can't sustain it. So I have to learn how to do small habits. I said I wanted to have flexibility and upper body strength, but I didn't really keep to that workout schedule after February. And then I want to stop self-doubt. So these are the ways I changed these goals. I did work on a few of them, but this is what I'm going to do for 2022. I want to start being intentional with smaller pieces of goals. So that's why I got this notebook out. And I actually have a couple tools I want to share with you after I share these goals. I want to learn gratitude journaling. I love journaling, but I want to do positive Teesha journaling, talking about all the things I love about myself. So I'm going to start that. And then if it gets anywhere, you want to know anything more about it, please let me know. I want to try to be more present. So we actually all have decided to do a electronics free day. So that'll be hard. We'll have to post my video like at 5 in the morning when no one's awake. Or maybe take that day off. But like basically my son, he's got games, Aaron's on games. We all have phones. Aiden doesn't have a phone. He's not old enough. But like we all have electronics all the time that sometimes we'll go through a whole day without really being present with each other. So I just want to do more things like being present. I wanted to continue to grow on YouTube. I just love this. This was my favorite thing about 2021 that isn't a person. So I just want to set more goals and be on here in different capacities, but mostly for the reason that I jumped on here. I want to quit over consuming, which we're going to work on that. If you're here for that, let me know down below. I want to have balance. So, I will be the person that goes on a walk and hurts myself. So I'm just trying to do smaller bits, 5-minute walks, a few exercises. I get overwhelmed with an hour workout. So if I needed to make it a 15-minute workout, that's going to be a success. I hate the feeling that I couldn't do what I should have been able to do. So I'm going to say that the workout's only going to be 5 minutes. And if I make it 15, then I want myself to start thinking of it like, oh, I went 15 minutes instead of you didn't make it an hour. And then I want to stop quitting on the hard things. That's going to be really hard for me. I quit all the time on anything that's going to be good for me. I hate that about myself. So well, let me know down below if you made to this point. This is going to be like a 30-minute video, but what are your 2022 goals? I'm putting all these things linked from Samantha March's Instagram and things so that you can use them for prompts yourself, because I will always use them. I really like them. So we're going to end with just a few of these things I've purchased. I don't want to share my specifically personal vision board journal, but from Samantha March, she has an actual website. I'll link down below. This is super helpful to get me started on that gratitude journaling. This is going to be, it's like a little 1-page notebook of daily habits. So I get to write at the beginning of the day with my coffee, what I have to do for the day, my healthy habit, my schedule, my gratitude notes for myself. This is all I have to fill. It's very doable. I want to graduate to a journal, but this is how I'm going to start. I also ordered this, and she has like a good, well, I think maybe her sale's over, but it's good to follow her page because she's got a lot of these types of things on there. These are daily habits that are just like really good daily habits. So it's kind of fun. It's like pick your own good daily habit. This one says start something new. So I can look up a podcast video. This one says declutter. I'm going to have in one of my notebooks taped a little list of things to declutter. Drawers, items, you know. So this was really fun, and there's a ton of cards in here, and I just keep sticking them in here. I started it and I just kind of put it down, but I'm going to do this every day. Pick a card, and that's what my main accomplishment is going to be for the day. Like I said, I started this wish list book. This is going to be how I shop from now on. It's going to be good. I can still do all of the online eye shopping that I want without purchasing. So then it's in this book, then I'll know what I'm actually looking for. So this was just a little thing I purchased at Five Below. I did buy this journal. I have not started it yet. I do plan to, but this is, again, a dreaming journal. So I bought some fancy markers, and I can just put, you know, like I'm going to graduate to this after I kind of fill that notebook up. And I always think that it's fun to have some fun pens. These were from Five Below as well. And they're just little fun project marker pens. And then the last thing I'm actually really excited about, because this is how I did it in the past. This is for budgeting. So these are like the cash envelope system, and some people aren't into that, but this I'm going to use for my shopping. This is going to become my gift card envelope system. So this is going to be, it was just something I found on Amazon. You can put cash in them, but I'm going to do gift cards, and this is how I'm going to shop from now on. So I'm going to put each of my favorite places to go on the top here. And then as I start to pull that money out of my budget, I'm going to stick it in here, and then I'm going to feel really good once I let myself have that makeup haul in April, or my Bath and Body Works hauls, or semi-annual sale. I'm going to be ready to go. And there's going to be some other stores that I put in here too. So once I finish thinking this through, I'll share that with you guys as well. I love sharing with you all. So I know this was a long one. Happy New Year. This is all the stuff I did yesterday dreaming, and I'm just happy to share it with you guys. I promise I'll make the next few videos shorter. So let me know down below what you're proudest of from 2021, any goals you set for 2022, and any way that I can help you, you know, along your journey. Just any ideas you have on things you'd like to see, let me know, and I would love to work on it. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye.